With us right now, Charlie Bales. Charlie, you're here in the Orlando area with me, and you are a fourth generation executive with ABC. I forget what the rest of it, I just call it ABC, right? ABCs are everywhere, I believe along the I-4 corridor, but you can give me a lay of the land. Wines, adult beverages. It's basically the adult beverage place to go throughout Florida that I know, but you can kind of give me the lay of the land of just about the chain.
Yeah, it's a whole lot better than selling widgets. People come into the store and they're like, wow, this is 10,000 square feet of just beautiful adult entertainment, we'll call it, adult beverage. But the fancy name is ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, which of course it is, Fine Wine and Spirits, duh. And yeah, we got 125, I think, stores now across Florida.
Incredible.
We're just in Florida. There are other ABC stores in other states, but those are not owned by us. Every state has their own way of taxing alcohol. It's a fascinating conversation if you're a nerd like me and you enjoy it. So we can talk about that for hours, but I'm sure we won't. But yes, we are along the I-4 corridor, but we're from Kendall, which is a southwest suburb of Miami, all the way to Pensacola.
Wow. You're not on the Keys anywhere, are you?
We are not. We've been looking at the Keys for 20 years.
It just never lines up that it makes sense or whatever.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I'm sure we'll be there at some point, but every now and then, or especially this time of year when like Hurricane Elsa just went over the Keys, you're like, I'm so happy we don't have a store there.
Yeah, right, right.
I'm sure at some point, like, we need to be in the Keys. Come on, we have to.
Yeah. All right. So you're a little kid and all you know is that your family owns, this chain. What was your experience like of that, of, kind of growing up in a business owner family? But, at that time, I wonder how many locations, when you were young, how many locations there were?
Yeah. Well, I'll answer that question first. So we're at about 125 right now, but when I was growing up, we had 200 and you had 100 bars attached to them. Wow. So it was a totally different business, really. When my dad and the third generation, who's leading the business right now, took over the business in the late 80s, early 90s, we'll call it. That's what they took over. They took over 200 corner liquor stores and 100 bars. And over the past 30 years, they've been able to transform the brand to be 125 much bigger, more beautiful, better constructed, better product selection, better priced stores. And that's the business that we have today. So, growing up in that, I think, my experience, it probably wasn't very different from a lot of kids that just looked up to their dads, and you're just fascinated with, really just the picture of your dad, regardless of what they're doing. You're just interested. You're like, wait, you do what? And like, you think your dad is a god. I still do. I admire my dad like crazy. So, now I get to work with him every day, which is strange. But it's also fun. So, my experience was certainly in the business, understanding it, but also just no different than a lot of other kids just looking up to their dad.
Did you always think growing up that, I'm probably going to be working, I'm probably going to stay in the family business? Or was there ever a phase you're like, there is no way I'm going to go do something different?
It's a really good question. And I would say, like, I've always probably thought that I was going to work in the business. I wasn't really pressured, honestly.
Yeah.
Of course, like being the guy, being the CEO's son, you're going to get a little bit of pressure. Like my great grandfather started the company. My grandfather ran the company. Like there's going to be some, but it wasn't really dramatic. And like I was encouraged to study different subjects and to do different things. I mean, I was so one-track minded to athletics for 25 years of my life, we'll call it, and even through college. So but I think in the back of my head, it was always like, yeah, I'm probably going to work for the family business. Like, I feel like this sense of duty and obligation to go work in the family business and protect the dozens of people that live off of this asset, that really became more of a reality. And when I started having a family of my own, I think I was subconsciously under the impression that, yeah, I'll go work for the business. But then once I started having my own kids and realizing my sisters and all of the other family members that are living off this business, like, yeah, no, I definitely need to work for the family business. I have an obligation to all of these people that I love and respect and I want to take care of.
What about like college and higher education? I'm curious, when you got, successful, business leaders and, with their kids, was college, oh, you're going to college, or again, was it kind of like, well, look, how involved were they in that conversation?
I mean, I have two parents that went to college. Like, my mom went to Tulane, my dad went to Georgia Tech. So it's
your mom goes to college.
Exactly. So I think that we really didn't talk about it. I just always assumed I would. Yeah. And it was more about athletics. Like, I went to college to play sports. So of course I'm going to go to college because I'm going to continue my athletic career past high school. Yes, it wasn't really pressured on me. It was just kind of like that unwritten expectation that you're going to go to college, duh, but figure out what you want to study and play sports and all that.
Mm. Now so tell me about outside of ABC, you've been in the supplement space and again, athletics. Tell me about, let's just talk about your business work, your business ventures outside of the family business.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have that entrepreneurial bug. My great grandfather started ABC. He was an entrepreneur. So if there is a genetic trait to that, I most certainly have it. And I was getting my MBA in my later 20s. I went through UCF's executive program on the weekends, which my wife deserves a trophy for letting that happen. So we had 2 young kids. Now we have 3, but we had 2 at the time. And really during that experience is when the entrepreneurial juices started flowing and understanding every business starts as an entrepreneurial venture, and just gravitated towards a lot of those classes and had kids of my own and ended up starting, a supplement company out of my passion for health and wellness, which is a perfect complement to what I do during the day at ABC. I think the difference, there's so many people that have really good ideas, but I had them for a number of years, but finally at one point you make the decision, you're either going to do it or you're not. And I just jumped in and I started this business. It's called CB Supplements. It's a terrible name. I know, I'm not very creative. I'll hire other people to be creative. I'll just be the doer and start the business and do those things. Yeah. And now I live in this really cool world of working for kind of the corporate entity, because ABC, yes, we're a family business, but we got 1,600 team members. We're not a small little mom and pop operation. Mm-hmm. We operate like a public company. We don't have to answer to Wall Street, which is a godsend. Yeah. So I get I have the ability to learn from that and then bring it to my entrepreneurial side hustle, CB Supplements, that I've been doing for 3.5 years. But then also the things I'm learning at CB Supplements, I get to bring to ABC. It's this super cool synergistic relationship that, I would tell people, if you can have your own business and work for a corporation at the same time, it's that in itself is a huge education.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you balance your time then? Did CB Supplements take much of your time, or do you kind of have a team that runs that pretty well right now?
It has taken a lot of my time in the past, and it still takes time, but I mean, I love doing it. But there's 168 hours in a week, and I maximize every hour. And I have a lot of help. I have a personal assistant who's a godsend. I have a wife who is extremely supportive. I have a lot of help. I have really good people at both companies that are working on my team, and there's no way I could be doing even one of those jobs without a good team behind me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in terms of, then of course you've got your family life and that sort of thing. It's so in your day to day, what do you do running a supplement company?
It's a really good question.
What do I do?
I know, right? I gotta stop and think about that. When you're selling a product, and even for ABC, we're selling a product. You're a day to day. You're trying to satisfy the customer's needs and wants, whether you're selling a bottle of wine or a bottle of collagen protein. When you're starting a small company, you're doing more jobs and you're getting more into the weeds. Where at ABC as an executive, I'm more of the high level strategic stuff. At CB Supplements, I'm doing the high level strategic, and I'm also answering the customer support phone. So you're doing both worlds. But I mean, it's as simple as we have a website. We're an e-commerce business. We get orders, so we have to process the payments. All that information has to be protected. We have to send out the product to the customer, and then we answer the customer's needs after that, because we're in the customer service industry. So, that's our day to day. We're just trying to satisfy what the customer wants and help them on their health journey. And, in the ABC world, it's the same thing. We're trying to help them on their celebration journey.
Yeah. Is there, what is the, I'm just trying to think if there's, sometimes like you start a company. So in my case, so I had Savings Angel. So locally, we've both been on Fox 35. So I've done, like 2,000 media appearances for Savings Angel. My audience is pretty much just moms in the suburbs with that company. And I love what I do over there. And then I just kind of unintentionally started out my influence because I was doing a lot of pro bono media consulting and stuff locally, because I was like, the guy started helping with like SBDC and veteran-owned, minority-owned, women-owned businesses, and just kind of doing some free coaching pro bono work. And of course that led to, well, hey, can we just hire you kind of stuff? And, as much as I wish I could have leveraged a lot more from one company to the other, could you go to completely different audiences? I would imagine I don't know. It's like, what benefit does CB get from ABC? Or is there any?
From a customer perspective, there really isn't. It's the same customer, but you're fulfilling two different needs.
Yeah.
So, because everybody cares about health and happiness. But really, health is the supplement, and then happiness is the bottle of wine that you're drinking with your spouse or your friend or whoever. So it's the same customer, but it's scratching two different things. Yeah. So there really isn't a ton of crossover. But what the two businesses get from me, really, ABC gets a better rounded executive because I am in the weeds and running another business that just makes me a better executive for ABC. Yeah. And it's the same that CB Supplements gets a better executive because I get to play that role in a big time company as well and learn what I can there. So, it's more of a selfish thing that the businesses are getting more out of me as opposed to, the customers are getting more out of that relationship.
Yeah. So if you go to cbsupplements.com right now, you'll see it's collagen. It's just collagen, right?
Yep, that's all we sell. That's the only supplement we sell.
What's so great about collagen?
Well, let's see if I can get the 30-second elevator pitch, right? It is the most important, it's the most abundant. I think it's important too. The most abundant protein in our bodies. It's the connective tissue. It's the tendons, the ligaments, the bones, the skin, the whites of our eyeballs, our hair, our nails. All that stuff's made of collagen. Your stomach lining, your blood vessels, all of that's collagen. We used to eat it. It used to be a big part of our diets when, hundreds of years ago. Now it's not. We eat boneless, skinless chicken breasts and steak that has no bone on it, no fat, no nothing. So what happens is, we call this aging, that our joints start giving out. We get wrinkles, our hair starts falling out, all that stuff. That's not how it's supposed to be. If you have proper nutrition, you're gonna have, I'm not gonna say you're gonna live longer and it's like a silver bullet and all that stuff. I think you might, but you're probably going to be in better shape. You're gonna have better joints. You're gonna be able to do things for longer, and just taking care of yourself by eating collagen, whether it's from food, which we promote, number one at CB Supplements. We're the supplement company that says don't buy our product. go get collagen from food. But also, if you're not going to do that or you can't, we have a supplement for you.
Yeah. Yes, collagen really big in the keto and the paleo world. Yeah, CrossFit, like, they do talk about collagen. Just, kind of, we only have a few more minutes left. And here's the softball of a question. What makes your collagen better than if I just, stroll into Walmart and buy some Walmart Equate branded collagen or something? I don't even know if they sell it, but I'm just trying to think of like the cheapest, crappiest collagen you could possibly buy. And well, that's what came to mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So our product is a multi-sourced collagen, meaning you can get collagen from a cow, a chicken, a dinosaur, if they were still alive, a bluefin tuna, whatever. You can get it from anything. But most collagen on the market, like 95%, is made from cow skin, which is not bad. I'd rather somebody take collagen than not. But our product uses chicken bone broth, so you're getting all the cartilage, tendons, ligaments, chicken bones, everything. We are using the cow skin, but we're also using the cow bones. We're using fish skin and bones, and we're using eggshells, which have collagen. When you crack an egg, that sticky stuff on the inside, that's all collagen. So from different animals, you get different types. Think about the vegetable garden. Do you eat the entire garden, so like a yellow pepper, green broccoli, all the colors, or do you just eat broccoli every day? So that's the difference between our product. We're giving you the entire vegetable garden of collagen as opposed to just one.
Yeah. And apparently you make it taste yummy. You got strawberry lemonade, chocolate vanilla, etc., and the pet formula. So my doggy Levi, unfortunately, he's got a little bit of an arthritis issue in one of his legs. So that probably is something that Levi should be taking.
I will send you a bottle and we'll get it on Levi, and you can tell the world in about a month when he's doing better.
Okay. Hear that, Levi? He's over there laying down. He just kind of looked up, and that was pretty much it. So he'll learn soon enough. All right. So Charlie, again, with an audience of, business owners, do you work with other business owners? Do you engage with other business owners? Is there, if someone's like, hey, I like this Charlie guy, can I get in touch? Is there something that you have to offer or that they, someone like that might want to engage with you?
Sure. Yeah. I just love talking to other business owners, what I can learn from somebody who's already done it, or they have their own ideas, and what I can give. I feel like that's like one of the purposes of life, is just helping others and doing the best you can. I'm writing a book right now that has to do with the journey of starting your own business and what I think the steps are, at least that we did. So, I'm doing everything I can to try to help the world. And somebody thinks that they want to talk to me or something like that, I'd love for them to get in touch. I'm super easy to find on LinkedIn. Yep. My website is my name, charliebales.com, or you can go to CB Supplements. And when you click email us on support, I'm probably going to answer the email. So, because that's one of those things that you can be a corporate executive and an entrepreneur, you're still answering customer support emails for your entrepreneurial business.
Yeah, it happens for sure. Chief cook and bottle washer. All right,
exactly.
Charlie Bales, again, one of the executives at ABC, now fourth generation, and again, your own company that you started off, CB Supplements. That's on the web at cbsupplements.com. Charlie, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thanks for having me, Josh. I appreciate it, sir.